All men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights.
Life, liberty, and the
If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear.
Make America great again.
The Big Mig.
All men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights.
life, liberty, and the
If liberty
All men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights.
life, liberty, and the
If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear.
Make America great again.
The Big Mig.
Well, welcome back to the Big Mig Show. And of course, I'm your host, Lance Miliaccio, with my co-host, George Ballantine. Kill him with the truth and bury him with a smile. We do it each and every episode on this show. So if you're looking for lies, or if you want to be told that everything's good, or if you don't want the truth, you're definitely at the wrong spot. Backstage, George, a minute ago, was just saying that he's not very happy with the administration. And I don't blame him. We're looking for, of course, transparency, accountability, and consequences. I don't know what to think, because it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. And I'm not sure where we're at right now. It's one of those things. And of course, this is the Big Mig Show. If you like the show, thumbs up, comment, share, subscribe, hit that up button. And if you can, listen, the guys at Rumble are really doing a lot of great work. Rumble Premium comes with Perplexity. Great opportunity. They got a lot of AI solutions coming out. Maybe subscribe to Rumble Premium, because these guys deserve it, because they're one of the only true maybe the only real true free speech platform in the world. I'm not sure there is anybody else at this point. All right, George, my brother.
Yep.
How are you, man? You seem like, you're feeling it.
What?
A little.
Feeling like what, little? What do you mean?
A little irritated.
Oh, I'm a lot irritated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can happen.
Just one of them moods.
I don't blame you. I honestly don't. I don't know what to say sometimes. We go through the news cycles, and maybe it's harder for us when we do the show, because we're doing all the research for you guys. Hopefully you can come here, you can get the truthful stories. But sometimes when you go through all of it, sometimes all you can do is shake your head. You're like, oh, are you, what? And you keep hoping that there's going to be the day that it's all going to break and they're going to do everything they told you. By the way, George, has your credit card interest dropped to 10%?
You just want to aggravate me more?
A little bit, I guess, not intentionally, but my credit card interest rates have not dropped to 10%. I thought that was going to happen last month I don't know, wasn't it?
I don't know, man. We thought a lot of things were going to happen, but fucking, I don't know.
Yeah.
This morning, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm over the butt kissing too. There's a lot of butt kissing online that's nauseating me.
Oh yeah,
I think people
too.
forgot. Yeah, I think people forgot what this.
Too many fucking people sucking everybody else's D's. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's kick it off. What I do like is gold and silver. Silver's on an upswing again. Gold's doing great. Our friends at Genesis Gold Group, this is the only place that George and I buy bullion. You don't buy it online because if you buy it on eBay, you might just get royally screwed. The stories are coming out everywhere about the counterfeit gold and silver that's getting pumped over there. This is a great invention by the guys at Genesis Gold Group. What is it? It's a 62.2 gram grepper bar, perforated, easily broken down. You can see right there, you can snap off a small piece to make a payment. You don't need to walk around with a 1 ounce coin in your pocket and a pair of tin snips if you have to make a payment. Just in case your cash is worthless, maybe your credit cards are maxed out and you don't have any access because the interest rates are still not 10%. This baby, what does it do? It can fit it in your pocket and it fits a multitude of needs. We always tell you on this show, we're not giving you financial advice, but diversification is your safety net. And I don't care whether it's for asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or in this case, it's very unique utility for barter and trade. The Prepper Bar is a perfect gift for everyone. Everybody loves precious metal at these prices, gold and silver. They all love it. You don't have to be a prepper. Your whole family will be happy if they get some of this. Makes a great gift no matter what the holiday is. Exclusively mined and minted in the great US of A. And selling out fast as always. They just got to restock in the gold. They've been pumping the gold out, I guess the guys over at Genesis are telling me. So, available right now in stock. They come with an assay report. The Prepper Bar fits neatly in your wallet, in your underwear drawer, in your gun safe, anywhere you want to store it. Having some on hand just in case everything goes upside down is a great way to protect you and your family. So this is head over to thebigmigbar.com. That's our URL. And of course, we got to give you the promo code, all caps Prepper, PREPPR. That's PREPPR. 10% off on the silver, 5% off on the gold. Genesis Gold Group, 888-526-7154, 888-526-7154. Tell them the Big Mig Show sent you and give them that promo code, even if you call on the phone. George makes it easy. There's a QR code. Take a snapshot. It will take you directly to thebigmigbar.com, but don't go there now. We got plenty to cover on the show.
Break me off a piece of that Prepper Bar.
Yeah, you can always, by the way, I'm going to give you guys a tip. Whenever George is in a mood, he doesn't like to sing the jingle. He's just not in the mood to do it. And I really honestly cannot blame him. Hearing lots of stuff from a lot of our sources, and I don't like any of it right now. Nothing exciting for me. Man, this is crazy. I have to tell you.
Come as you were. As you are.
I got to tell you.
Good.
I was always, I'm not saying, because again, this is all just recent investigation. When I heard the story about Kurt Cobain committing suicide, I just didn't buy it. Not because maybe he wasn't depressed or didn't have drug issues or everything else, but I always was uneasy about the story that his wife told, and it never seemed to fit for me. And now it looks like there's a lot of questions. So there's an investigator that's looking into this case. I'm not sure if it's Kurt's family. We can talk about that. But Kurt Cobain's death was a homicide, is what this guy is saying. And that is seriously shocking. There's a new set of investigations and private forensic findings that are questioning the suicide ruling. George, how did you feel about it when you heard he committed suicide? Did you buy right into it? Or were you like, I don't know?
When it first came out, when I found out, I could believe it for a lot of reasons. One, he was hooked heavily on heroin, whatever other drugs. You see, there was always stories and things coming out that he was depressed, but he also lived where? Seattle, Washington over there.
Yeah,
fucking
the rain makes a lot of people depressed up there.
So
it's a depressing place. I've been there. Have you been there, George?
No.
It's really, the place is.
The reason I'm going there is if you got to pay me to go there, or there's a hot chick that wants to meet me.
My daughter at one point was living up there, and I had to help her move back. She was going to school up there, and I went up there, and I feel like every mold spore and fungus spore in the nation goes there to breed, and then they go to the rest of the country. The place is just muggy and clammy. Feels like there's black mold everywhere. I couldn't live there. I just don't. I don't understand why people want to live there. It doesn't really appeal to me.
I mean, you look at Kurt Cobain. What, he was living in the garage above, an apartment above the garage. Was his family's house? Whose house was it?
I don't know. I mean,
he's got to be doing well for money wise, the way he was living and stuff. I mean, he wasn't happy.
Let me ask you a question. I don't know much about heroin. I never really had an experience with a family member.
You ever take painkillers, bro? It's narcotic.
Really.
Just like you never took a Percocet, anything for pain?
No.
Your whole life. When you got
No.
shot, they didn't give you nothing, morphine or nothing.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That's
There
right.
wasn't-
It's
yeah,
where
yeah.
it's all the same shit. Oxys is
Oh, okay.
heroin.
Yeah, you're
Morphine
right.
is heroin. It's
I
all,
forgot
it's all the
about
same
that,
crap. Yeah. So it's like, but
Does it make you depressed though if you take a lot of it?
I don't know. What the fuck are you asking me for?
No, I mean maybe you know somebody that dealt with it. I didn't say you like you did.
I think
meant
people
like-
are, doesn't matter what drug. If you're depressed. And the drug may mask it or suppress those feelings and stuff, thinking you're all right because you're so fucked up that you don't even, feel, but still you're just going spiraling. But,
Yeah.
well,
Well, his death was a shocker. Fans were freaking out.
Yeah.
Sent ripples through the music world. But now we're decades later, right? Because he allegedly committed suicide from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, April 5th, 1994. First of all, I can't believe it's that long ago. Seems like it isn't that long ago.
second of all, it's hard to self-inflict with a shotgun, by the way.
Well, here's the interesting part. So the King
Not
County
easy.
medical examiner ruled his death a suicide. And of course, it was a Remington Model 1120. It was an 1100 20-gauge shotgun. So Remington Model 11.
Here, the guy's holding it right here. That's a shotgun.
Yeah. So
That's
I
pretty.
guess-
That's a long distance, man. To try to put that and kill yourself.
Well, reaching the trigger with that long a barrel and putting your head over it, it seems complicated. It seems like it would be difficult. I guess you could use something to trigger it, but this is an unofficial, let me say this, nothing proven yet, an unofficial private sector team of forensic scientists. They put a bunch of fresh eyes on this autopsy and crime scene materials. They brought in a guy named Brian Burnett, and I think that's him there.
Yeah, it is.
He's a specialist who previously worked on cases which involved overdoses followed by gunshot trauma.
I'm sorry. The guy holding that is Detective Mike Selazinski, whatever.
Oh, okay. All right.
He was the
guy
one.
in.
I'm sorry, Lance. I don't want to misspoke.
Yeah.
He's the
Yeah,
one that
okay, go ahead.
investigated Kurt Cobain's, I guess, suicide back then.
Okay. So the guy they bring in, this Brian Burnett, he specializes, he's a specialist in overdoses that are followed by gunshot trauma. Why they got involved, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Family members asked. So this independent researcher, Michelle Wilkins, who worked with the team, told Daily Mail, they're the ones that broke the story, that just after 3 days looking into the evidence with fresh eyes, Burnett said, and I quote, "This is a homicide. We've got to do something about this." Now, this Michelle Wilkins said that the conclusion followed an exhaustive review of the autopsy findings, which revealed signs, listen closely, inconsistent with an instantaneous gunshot death. So I guess this is a peer-reviewed paper presented 10 points of evidence suggesting Cobain was confronted by one or more assailants who forced a heroin overdose to incapacitate him first before one of them shot him in the head, placed the gun in his arms, and left behind a forged suicide note. Wow.
Let me ask you a question.
This is a crazy story.
What do you mean? Who assailants who forced a heroin overdose? I mean, if you're gonna do that, why don't you just load that sucker up and let him just OD on heroin and boom? That's the one part. Like it's not. Maybe he didn't have enough heroin there.
Well,
I don't know.
I will tell you an interesting.
Or maybe
segue.
those whoever did it were junkies too and wanted the heroin.
I don't know. Maybe it was his dealer. Who knows? But here's what I will say.
Dealer ain't gonna do that. Dealer wouldn't do that, bro. You know how much money he's losing out on? Guy like that?
Yeah, you might be right. But here's the deal. Intelligence organizations around the globe have often created an overdose situation when they're going to have somebody commit suicide. It's one of kind of the things out of the playbook. And I'm not saying this is an intelligence organization involved. I'm just saying that it's not a stretch to say tying drugs and then the gunshot blast. So here's the things that go on. So these are things, this is a kind of quote from Wilkins. These are things in the autopsy that go, well, wait, this person didn't die very quickly of a gunshot blast. Okay. Wilkins said, pointing to organ damage associated with oxygen deprivation, the necrosis of the brain and the liver happens in an overdose. It doesn't happen in a shotgun death. Okay, but they said he did an overdose. So I guess this Model 11 20-gauge shotgun found at the scene is held in that picture we showed you a minute ago. It was in the thumbnail. We've got the full picture if you want to see it. So I guess the placement of Cobain's hands and the lack of blood splatter raised further questions. So these scientists have determined that if Cobain's left hand pictured was closest to his mouth, it should have been covered in blood. And it wasn't, I guess.
I mean, there'd be blood splatter, right? You'd think.
Well, if you had it up there, you shot yourself in the head, you'd think it would get all over your hand, I'm assuming.
Well,
I'm not by any means an expert in this area, but these guys appear to be.
Well, you got to
experts.
figure. Hold on. So you need two hands to hold that shotgun. You have to have one by the trigger, one on the barrel somehow. Think about it. You would think. And then you're saying if he was that high, in order for someone of that in that mental capacity of being that high to hold that gun to get it maneuver right, that doesn't make. Now that's where it's more believable that it was a homicide. But there's, keep going because I got the other.
So
picture.
Burnett, I guess he has decades of experience analyzing crime scenes and interpreting complex evidence, even post of executions or suicides. He's earned national recognition for his expert analysis in controversial cases. He's been an expert witness in courts. And I guess he worked on a case for Marine Colonel James Sabo's death and the investigation into Billy Joe Johnson Jr., where his meticulous forensic reconstruction challenged official findings. So a spokesperson, and let me read this exactly as it is because I want to make sure we get this right. Spokesperson for the medical examiner's office told the Daily Mail, King County Medical Examiner's Office worked with the local law enforcement agency, conducted a full autopsy, and followed all of its procedures in coming to the determination of the manner of death as a suicide. And they go on, our office is always open to revisiting its conclusions if new evidence comes to light, but we've seen nothing to date that would warrant reopening of this case and our previous determination of death. So I guess a spokesperson for the Seattle Police Department told Daily Mail that they are not reopening the case. Our detectives concluded that he died by suicide, and this continues to be the position held by this department, the spokesperson.
Well, can you imagine? You think the department wants to find out what really happened and all of a sudden now have to admit they got it wrong back then?
Well, seems powerful that an expert is saying otherwise. It would very well mean that they screwed the pooch. And as we know, law enforcement is normally extremely arrogant when it comes to cases they've closed with certain findings. They don't necessarily want to open a case because that makes them look dumb.
Well, isn't the coroner the one that can change the death certificate now?
I would guess that it would have to be a reopened investigation, and then it would be passed back to the coroner to reanalyze new findings, I would think.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I don't know what their policies are up there, but I assume that's the way it's going. But I could be wrong. I'm not an expert in this, but I do think there's enough question in this, and I never felt okay about this suicide. There always seemed something weird about it, and I have to be honest, I was never really a fan of his wife. I always thought she was a very odd bird. Yeah. So,
let's see what she's gonna have to say about all this, because she's one of them that didn't want anybody to open an investigation and look into it no more. She was one of the people that wanted to put a kibosh to it. So things that make you go,
Yeah, this is a big story. I'd like to see if what's going to happen with regular news media. Are they going to jump on board? Are we going to see TMZ or anybody else even bring this up? You would think this would be a top story.
They're too busy with Savannah Guthrie's mother.
Yeah, I see they're very focused on that.
Which, by the way, they loaded Bitcoin into that address. Because the dude from TMZ, he had the address and they've been checking, and all of a sudden something got loaded in there.
Oof. Well, I don't blame Guthrie if she wants to get her mom back. I think it's horrible. I like you said earlier when we discussed it, and I guess we're going to talk about it here in a minute, but you said you think it's an inside job. And I got to say that those videos showing the way the guy went up to the house, he seemed to have knowledge that only Guthrie was going to be.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
And all seriousness, I already know my answer. If I was a kidnapper and I had her, knowing that, oh my God, it's that much FBI, they're really onto this because of her daughter, and they send me this Bitcoin, you ain't never seen that mother again.
Yeah, it's horrible, but you're probably right. It's a horrible thing to say, but I don't disagree with you.
I'm just saying.
No, I didn't say I disagreed with you. I just said it's a horrible thing. I hope that she gets released.
I hope she's fine too. I mean, the poor woman has had her medications that she needs.
Yeah. But desperate people do desperate things. I don't know who this person is.
Did you see the ring door? Not ring, it's Nest.
Yes.
First of all, I'm looking at that video. I'm like, damn, that must be a shitty doorbell because mine is full color, bro. HD, 4K.
You have a newer model. A lot of people have black and white.
What?
Ring doorbell.
That's first of all, it's not a ring doorbell.
Nest,
whatever.
But it probably just an older
Mine
version.
has night vision on it and everything, my stuff.
Yeah, but how long ago did you install it?
I don't know. I'm always adding and changing. As a matter of fact, I have one that I'm going to change one of the things. I got to put an order in, change it. I want to get the better model. So it's good for my mom's system.
Let me say something. I agree with you, but the first iterations of most of those cameras were black and white.
All right, but you're Savannah Guthrie. It's your mom. You got money, this and that. She got to have something. Buy a fucking upgrade to shit.
I have to say this in defense of
Hold on, Lance. Man, I'm going to promote myself right now because I do all this kind of work, people. Do plumbing, electrical. If you're in the New Jersey area, you want systems installed, like your ring cameras and shit like that, let me know. I'll do it for you.
Well, let me say this in defense of Guthrie. I don't think anybody normally thinks, especially somebody like Guthrie. I know she's well known as a journalist and a reporter, but I just don't think that you normally think that your family member is going to get kidnapped. You don't think about it in advance.
But so the whole video, though, the dude that was he was real nonchalant. Like he was very comfortable.
Yeah. And then he covered up the camera. It looked like with some flowers or something.
Yeah,
right?
he was too comfortable. And I mean, just you see the way he had a gun and the way he had it in his waistband right there. Like
I did see it. Yeah.
What the hell was his? I mean, that's amateur. First of all, that's amateur hour. Nobody that knows how to handle a gun is not going to do that. That's number one. I'm telling you.
Well, he seemed organized. He had a backpack. He had his face covered. You can see his eyes. But
now the feds are running all the make and model backpack, his sneakers and stuff. Where's it available? Even what gloves, even a little ski mask.
Yeah. And I think that thinking that you're crypto, let me emphasize this. A lot of people think you can be clandestine with crypto payments. I would argue the exact opposite of that it's not what you guys think. There's lots of information. There was an interesting thing that when they brought up the Epstein being involved with Bitcoin development, they talked about a specific case where the FBI was able to track Bitcoin very rapidly. And people said, wow, that's really strange. Now, some people right then said, does that mean there's some kind of a backdoor or access? I don't think you can move crypto around the world. There are some black dark wallets. I know they still sell them at some of the Bitcoin conferences. They're about $10,000 for some of the very early wallets. Now, allegedly, those can't be tracked. But I have to believe as you're transferring, and KYC is getting very common. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes, but I don't think that person's going to be successful in keeping their Bitcoin or completing this. And if they do take this a step further and she doesn't come home safely, I think they got I think they already have a major problem.
Listen, if they, depending on what wallet, who made the wallet, what wallet, is it on exchange or whatever, they can be ready with that exchange and say, yo, freeze that sucker. Or, the feds, how they do.
No doubt. I agree with you, George. I think for the audience, don't kid yourself. It's all trackable. There's really, it's very difficult to move stuff around. That's why people for years used gold and diamonds and valuable art that was purchased under a pseudonym to move around money. But I think the world's getting much, much smaller.
You know what?
Every day.
Like gold is good, but it's heavy. Depending on amount, but you can always melt it down, do things with it. Diamonds, as long as it ain't got the serial number in it, where a jeweler had it and cut it and put serial numbers, and you gotta be careful with that. You know that, right?
Yeah. They etch those in with a laser.
Yeah.
But also, but the one thing that money is still laundered with is high-end art, because you can move around a painting relatively easy. It can be rolled up in a tube, even if you cut it out of the frame. So a lot of money movement has happened through high-end art. That's why they always say that the art world is full of money laundering. And I still believe that art is one of those things. But man, this is a big story. As usual, James O'Keefe is bringing the goods. Tell me about what's going on here, George. Seems like another shitty, snitchy kind of person here. FBI involved again. Wow.
Well, this is a guy that worked at O'Keefe. That he was one of the guys that originally was on the board or something that orchestrated the coup and got rid of O'Keefe. He was his
he was
coworker.
friends with James.
He worked for Project Veritas. He was a board. He's a former board member.
So he was an FBI snitch who was actually on the board of directors for Project Veritas.
Yep, and he was.
Well, that explains a lot, doesn't it?
Hold on, he was a FBI / Southern District of New York informant, and what did he do? He infiltrated what conservative organizations? Remember when Veritas went done up and they got rid of James O'Keefe, and that was the end of it?
Yeah.
There you go. This dude not realizing it, and he should know better. He was on the board. He should know better not to talk.
I know.
He got honey trap, bro. I mean,
but was it a girl this time? Is that what we're dealing with, or was it
listen?
You know how they've done it with homosexuals and O'Keefe. I'm sure it wasn't O'Keefe in costume, but what was it this time, George? Was it a honey trap, or what are we talking?
A honey trap. It was a girl, and this dude admits he's saying, "Oh yeah, I would kill him," meaning O'Keefe, because he's saying he's one of the most evil people he's ever known. So this is a clip because you had a lot of James O'Keefe commentating. So I cut all that shit out. I just got to know where this dude's talking, so you can just hear the juice. I'm gonna play it.
This guy's an idiot.
Interesting though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck it.
But don't you feel bad because he was your friend?
I would kill him because he is one of the most evil people I've ever known. The second I saw him get shot, I wished, that was my immediate first reaction, was why couldn't it have been O'Keefe?
1,000 sources in the DOJ and CIA I talk to all the time. Okay. That's why I fed the Southern District tons of shit to try and get him in prison.
So could you tell us the truth about who you fed dirt to SD and why? And you're a rat. You're an FBI informant.
No, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
I've already fed the Southern District tons of shit on him.
Could you tell us more about how you said you were a confidential informant to the SDNY?
About you?
Who did you feed SDNY information? You went to the FBI, Matt. You're a rat.
You are the most evil motherfucker I've ever met.
But I'm not a rat.
You know who I've talked to about all of your criminal activity? Everybody who would listen. The IRS and other agencies.
So you did go to the FBI?
I have talked to many people who have called me from law enforcement agencies.
Who did you feed the Southern District of New York tons of shit, Matthew?
When people called me and asked me questions about you, I answered them truthfully and honestly.
So we have Matt Tierman is on tape admitting to be an FBI informant. He's the first time breaking news. This is pretty nuts, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, well, that's my property.
This doesn't look good for you, bro. You shot me in the heart. You say you want to kill me. I mean, a lot of people find that pretty concerning. You said when Charlie Kirk died, you wished. No, we're gonna file a restraining order against you. So is that projection? Is that
my property?
No, that's my book.
No, it's not.
If you touch me, we have security, and they're gonna.
That's
Matt,
my property.
Matt.
I said you want to carve out his heart and eat it in front of him.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the quote.
The whole world is a fraud.
So that means you're a fraud too.
No, the world around us.
Well, why is everybody else a fraud but not you?
Well, check my behavior. Call everybody out, and I'm happy to take ownership of any of my foibles.
For about a year or two, I was carrying everywhere I go.
Where?
Here.
Okay.
But that was not because of local, that was because of the bullshit I was getting nationally.
Well, what bullshit?
The O'Keefe stuff.
What happened? Like, why were you, like, death threats?
Oh yeah, tons. I was talking to the FBI every week. I became an enemy of the mainstream right. I helped build a lot of these people. Gavin Waxman, the New York Republicans, Benny Johnson. I used to host him all the time. Charlie I've known since he was 19. I dislike Charlie because he was totally corrupt. Even the righties, they're corrupt. So I've had my issue with Charlie, but we had a detente. We never fought until the O'Keefe shit. I have 1,000 sources in the DOJ and CIA I talk to all the time, and military intel, and every agency. I mean, this is what I do all day. I spent my day-to-day trying to play stories about corruption. I won't tell you exactly about who and what side, but I spoke to the New York Times and I spoke to National Review. I'm on all sides. Last year, ahead of the election, I had phone calls from DOJ sources telling me that I was on a enemies list that was going to get perp-walked for non-compliance.
Is that like a threat, or they were warning you? Like,
no, they were warning. I had a friend who happened to be at the DOJ at a deputy level who called me and said on a Friday night at midnight and said, like, dude, you're on a fucking list, you're going to get perp walked in October, and it didn't happen because what happened in between then?
Yep.
Did he say CIA and military intelligence also?
I didn't hear CIA. No,
I thought I heard FBI, CIA, and military intelligence.
I don't know. Whatever. He's bad. No matter who he's going to. He's a
I
piece
just think
of
that's
shit.
really interesting. And I want to make a statement here. I just want to make sure I'm right before I say it.
Uh-oh. Lions are going to make a statement, everybody.
Yeah. I want to just double check something. Okay, so divulging an ongoing federal investigation, often referred to as leaking or tipping off a target, which again, it's not necessarily a target in this situation, but of course, he was talking to somebody that works for O'Keefe, can violate several federal statutes, primarily categorized as obstruction of justice. The specific laws broken depend on the method of disclosure, which this guy pretty much admitted all of it.
What do you mean? He was ratting to the agencies.
No, but here he is. Once you rat to the agencies, when you go in as a confidential informant, you have an obligation to not divulge that you met with federal agencies or federal investigators in any agency. So if CIA, FBI, DEA, whatever, that's the obligation you take because they make you sign because, of course, they're going to take all the information provided and they're going to turn it into a statement. So he just violated 18 U.S.C. 1510, obstruction of criminal investigation. The statute prohibits willfully endeavoring to obstruct, delay, or prevent the communication of information. So he also, it looks like, violated 18 U.S.C. 1512, tampering with a witness, victim, or informant, 18 U.S.C. 1503, obstruction of justice. And by the way, this is coming right out of Gemini. I'm not creating this. And then 18 U.S.C. 1519, destruction, altercation, or falsification of records. By divulging it, he has violated all the above. The fact is, those are ongoing investigations. He mentioned Obama as an example. And if he had a discussion about Obama in an ongoing investigation, and I don't know whether that's true or not, this guy committed multiple federal crimes. My question is to the DOJ and to this administration, are you going to charge this guy? Because you met with him. He probably fabricated a lot of stuff about O'Keefe. I don't know what was true or what wasn't true. Now he's talking about Charlie Kirk, that he's happy he got hit. I mean, this is a horrible human being. Not only is he a snitch, is the DOJ, they say snitches get stitches. My question is the DOJ going to give this guy some stitches and charge him legally for all the crimes he just committed? I mean, and to think that he got honey trapped, these guys are such morons, George. Over and over again, it's a chick. There's always alcohol involved. It's always like they're trying to be super cool, secret agent, G65 classified jackass.
Well, you see the way he was stepping to O'Keefe? I don't know why Keith kept backing up. I would have stood my ground, Keith. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Because then you would have been in the right, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if he took a shot at him, for sure. But, you know, at the end of the day, this is, in my opinion, another unsavory look for the FBI and the Department of Justice. George, is it me? The news cycle just seems to be full of all kinds of stuff about the FBI. Cover-ups, lies, cheating, confidential informants that probably fabricated the story. And now those confidential informants are out trying to get laid. And what do? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, stay tuned.
The FBI is it's unrepairable. It needs to be disbanded and, like, I don't know, start over or something. Maybe.
What this guy right here just said, the guy with the good hair, George Ballantyne, I agree with that 100%. All right.
I had high hopes for you, Cash. I had high hopes for you, Cash.
Fulton County is getting worse and worse. It looks like judges are siding with the investigation. Could be more seizures, more raids. Are we finally going to see some accountability and consequences? I sure as hell hope so. Stay tuned. The Big Mig Show will be right back. While we're on the break, come on, take the live link, share it far and wide, hit that follow button. And if you can, do the $5 subscription. It's $5 a month. We're working our butts off for you, America, and we want to make sure you guys are educated. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. The corruption's all around us. Traitors and patriots, great Americans trying to save a great country. That's what we do on this show. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Gotta get going today. It's Wednesday, right? It's hump day. It's hump week. Oh, shit.
We started at 7 a.m., baby, and we're still going. We're going live. We're going hard.
Are you ready to stand up for your community and support your local sheriff? Join the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association and become a vital member of the Sheriff's Citizens Posse. At CSPOA.org, we empower citizens like you through weekly webinars, arming you with the knowledge to back your constitutional county sheriff. Together, we can uphold our Constitution and ensure liberty and justice for all. Your community needs you now more than ever. Visit CSPOA.org and join the Sheriff's Citizens Posse today. Make a difference. Stand for freedom. That's CSPOA.org. Your country, your fight, your future.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
Hi folks, I'm here today to introduce you to the Prepper Bar from PrepperBar.com, the most unique precious metals product we have seen in a long time. These 62-gram bars are perforated and easily broken down into your choice of 3 different sizes to fit a multitude of needs. Whether it be from asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or its unique utility for barter and trade, the Prepper Bar makes a perfect gift for all the precious metal lovers out there. Exclusively made here in the USA and selling out fast. Available in both gold and silver, these slim Prepper Bars fit neatly in your wallet, and their utility enables use in any situation.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on Earth, these canine units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit WarriorDogFoundation.org.
All right. Welcome back to the Big Mig Show. Here with your host, Lance Migliaccio. Yours truly, George Ballantine. Stay, baby, stay. Big Mig Mafia and armies out there in the chat. They're out there monitoring, lurking. They're watching you guys. Give them props. I do. They're great people. Great. They're our family. They do a great job. So don't forget to hit the thumbs up, like button, follow button, share. Listen, if you can subscribe, the Big Mig Mafia button, that red button, $5 a month. We appreciate it. It helps out. Maybe we can get Lance some hair or get some tonic and grow him some hair. I don't know. Anything's
they're
possible.
doing this supposedly with stem cells now.
Yeah, we're not getting your stem cells. Anyway.
Come on, dude. Don't be cheap.
No,
Imagine me with a full, luxurious head of hair.
You look like Kojak, bro. Stick with it.
I actually wouldn't do it if I could grow. It's too
Yeah,
easy.
you can get the bald look off. You get that off. Like it fits people. Sometimes some it don't. Anyway, so Fulton County, these people are these election people, and I don't know who it is in a county. They're trying to fight a federal search warrant signed by a federal judge, trying to get their stuff back. Like, what is it? What's you people stupid? What? Like you're saying they don't have an authority
if you're covering something up, right?
Exactly. Well, this is the unsealed. So I don't know. They're fighting. So you want the unsealed indictment affidavit? Here you go, baby. It's actually 22 pages. Sworn affidavit submitted by a FBI special agent, Hugh Raymond Evans. I don't know who you are, buddy, but did a good job. In support of this federal warrant. Now, this affidavit suggests a warrant for records, materials, evidence related to alleged violations of federal election laws. Concerning what? We all know this, but we're going to go over it again. We've been saying this since the day of election. Handling, custody, preservation, processing of the 2020 election records in Fulton County. It also outlines what? Probable cause. Why would they label it probable cause? What are they looking for? Probable cause, believing that evidence of federal crimes would be found at that location. Hence, signed warrant, federal search warrant. Hence, they went in there, got the records. Now, why they get the records? They're going to see if there's a crime. But they had enough evidence, testimony to bring to a judge to get a federal search warrant to obtain to see if there really any laws broken. Now, you know what the thing about this, Lance? Hold on, let me bring up the next document because I'm doing everything here. Look at this.
Did you know, George, and I didn't know this, so I guess this FBI criminal investigation originated from a referral sent by Kurt Olson, which I guess Kurt Olson, I didn't even know this, was appointed as the Director of Election Security and Integrity. We've heard that name many times before.
Well, Kurt Olson, I think, was involved with the audits, and the name sounds familiar.
Well, I mean, he was tied in with a lot of stuff with Joe Altman and Mike Lindell and others.
Anyway, next document. So this is a Georgia State Election Board member. This is a Georgia State Election Board member, people. Observed ballot images from 2020 that were modified in January 2024. Wait, what? 4 years later, he modified them?
Yeah.
Why? What is going on?
You got to try to cover your tracks. That's what rats and traitors do, right? Cover your tracks. Don't get caught. Lie, cheat, steal, ignore subpoenas and federal warrants, destroy evidence. I mean, we're seeing lots of that.
Look at this one. Here's another one. At least 5 tabulator tapes from the same unit were identical. What? How are they identical? And some of the reported ballots scanned exceeded the protective counter number.
Oh.
What does that mean? I'm glad you asked, Lance. I'm going to tell you. That means that there were more votes cast than the machine ever counted. I'm telling you. And you want to know why Democrats say math is racist? Well, there you go.
Yeah, math is racist.
Remember when they said that?
I do remember that they said math was racist. Voter ID is racist. They love to fall back on that racist thing. It's like the all envelope. But what does that do? Hopefully, they're hoping to cause division and chaos, right? Because they want to create race division, which I don't think any of us should be racist. I think there's shitty people and there's good people, and it doesn't matter about color.
There's more to this document. So what is this? This indicates that no ballots were ever scanned on those machines and that those numbers generated from those ballots were done so by placing an unencrypted memory card into the unit to generate the closing tape.
That doesn't seem suspicious.
This would have allowed an opportunity for tabulation to be tampered with.
So this affidavit included a statement from a cybersecurity expert, Clay Parrick, who said, and I quote, "Someone had to have manipulated the times for the closing tapes from early voting, showing they used different machines than votes were tabulated on to print results." Oh, that doesn't seem suspicious. One tabulator was used to close out 15 machines from 12 different locations. This is not an organic election.
Wait a minute.
On to say.
How does one tabulator
good
close
question.
out 50 machines from 12 different locations? What they do some kind of Star Trek thing and beam it to each location? I mean, common sense here, people. I know common sense is not so common in this election in Georgia and Fulton County, but we're going to try to drill it into you.
Let me requote what the Democrats said: the safest and most secure election in U.S. history. This doesn't feel like safe and secure to me. George, does it feel like safe and secure to you? I don't feel warm and fuzzy.
I don't either. I really don't.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about all this shit, right? You know how long it's going to take the DOJ, FBI to go through all this stuff, get their forensic people, computer forensics, election specialist forensics, all these people to go through all this and then generate the reports on what was done. So don't think there's going to be anything big coming anytime soon from this.
You know, a way to get it moved forward a little more rapidly. I can make a suggestion. This is a standard operating procedure for the FBI and DOJ. Just make some freaking arrests.
Based on what, though?
Some of these people. Charge some of these
people. Charge them on what, though?
Whatever crimes you can get that's the low-hanging fruit, and get them to snitch. Because you know that all these people are afraid right now. Get about 5 or 6 of them, start snitching.
You know what I would get?
Because a normal investigation, let me finish this, and then you tell me. Normal investigation, George, and you can refute this if you like. It's the wheel. They start on the outside. They start with a low-level drug dealer, a low-level criminal.
Yeah,
they get them into a case, and then they get the cooperation. And
I'm going to give you the low-level fruit. Ready?
Go ahead. Give me low-level fruit, George.
Ruby Freeman and her daughter. Go grab them ladies up. I bet you they'll sing like a canary once you put the cuffs on them and say, oh yeah, we got you on this, and that. You're looking at
when they'll sing,
30 years time.
When they get their first round of bologna sandwiches and their fat asses don't get enough calories when they're being held.
Forget about that. Bond. When they got to take away their weaves and all the other stuff they have.
Oh yeah, that's right. No nails,
come on, bro.
Nails. Yeah, I agree. But the food will be an impact because both of those women don't know how to stop eating. All right.
Food.
This is disturbing. Now
I know you'd be locked up, and I'd be right there with you.
They'd never let me out. They'd come up and they'd start talking about me like I'm James Bond. It wouldn't be the first time.
I just don't get this. Like, how are they? You know, if the IRS, when the IRS comes after you, man, they come after you. They don't.
Oh yeah,
no holds barred, baby.
Well, I think this is interesting, and here's my take on it. That's Banksy in the background, guys.
Banksy,
the puppy has decided to surface.
Tell Banksy to quiet.
My wife is trying to engage with him.
So bring him on air, man.
You know what it is? He's pissed off because he knows there's no transparency, accountability, consequences.
He's mad. You know, he's mad because his owner's upset and frustrated with all this shit. So he feels it from his owner, and now he's barking away.
That's it. I can't blame him. He's right. He's got me figured out. But I think this is interesting. So the IRS, they want you to report your $600 Venmo payment and explain why you got $600 with a Venmo. And they want you to pay taxes. Doesn't matter. You know, it's income tax. It's capital gains tax. And then the government wants to take inheritance tax from you. They literally try to shove it up your rear end constantly. And of course, you've seen the fraud and theft all over the nation. This tax thing is a complete sham. Now we have IRS employees who just, I guess they said, well, I'm an employee of the IRS. I'm not going to pay my taxes. And it's been determined they owe millions in back taxes amid their calls for reform. How much?
$15 million in total, averaging about $8,000 a piece, $8,600 a piece.
5,800 IRS employees who just said, I'm not going to pay taxes. Of course, it includes contractors also. 50 million, about $8,600 each. And only 20 of them out of the 5,800 have been fired, despite the rules that allow immediate termination. Now, Senator Joni Ernst, chair of the Senate DOJ caucus, has pushed the IRS Act for annual staff audits and automatic firings, while follow-up reports in late 2024 and March 2025 show debts persisting between 12 and 46 million. And I would argue, George, do you feel like that's only the beginning? Do you wonder how many of them really haven't paid their taxes? But they're going to come after us with an actual axe. And if you have lied on your tax return, get ready for some time in the old Bureau of Prisons for the federal government.
Yeah, God forbid you did something shady.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't be shady.
You know what, Lance? When you owe the IRS and they come after you and whatever the amount is, don't they hit you with interest too?
Oh, of course.
All right, well,
interest and penalties. And if you lied on your return, it's a federal crime, George.
Here are the people coming after us for not paying, saying you didn't do your taxes right, but they're not paying their taxes.
George, does that seem fair to you?
Nothing with what the government does is fair to us, bro.
Yeah. People in the chat, do you think that's fair? Do the people in chat feel like it's fair?
Don't get them started, bro. They're going to get mad. They're mad right now. I can see it.
I don't blame them. I would be mad. They should be mad because it's a weaponized government. They always want to stack the chips against you. Go ahead and don't report your $600 Venmo payment. And they just want you didn't report your $600 in Venmo. But here are their employees owe millions and millions and millions of dollars. And most of them, it sounds like only 20 of them got fired out of the 5,800. Shouldn't all 5,800 be fired? And shouldn't they be charged criminally? Shouldn't there be seizures? This is what I mean. This is the problem with the way things are working. Yeah.
I bet you a lot of them are Democrats, liberals.
You know, I would like,
Just
I'm going to put this
saying.
out. Senator Joni Ernst, I would like to know how many of these people that didn't pay their taxes, how many were Republicans and how many were Democrats. I'd like to know that.
Listen, you can't expect the senators or Congress people to really go after them, do you? I mean, because they probably skate on their shit too.
Whoa.
Look at all the insider trading that goes on.
Too much truth, George.
Just
We're going to
saying.
get banned. We're going to get banned. Too much truth.
It's not like it won't be the first time.
Yeah.
And it won't
no
be the
kidding.
last time.
Yeah.
You know what? Speaking,
You got banned on TikTok.
I was just
the other
gonna
day,
say,
didn't you?
yeah, Friday. I got. You know what, motherfuckers? Hold on. I got nuked from TikTok. I was monetizing everything. Nuked me. Why? Because I showed some of the Georgia election videos. Stuff we talked on the show and talked about. Hold on, Lance.
No, I know. I'm just
Stuff
I'm just
I
giving you a
know
hard
talked
time.
about that. They said 3 of them, like within a 2-day period.
Oh, and you put out truth, and they can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
I thought you told me that TikTok was going to be good now that it was U.S. owned.
Well, guess what? So hold on. So I put an appeal in. Still haven't heard back yet, by the way. So I went to the App Store and put a 1-star negative rating and said what you were just saying. Well, the developers got back to me. They're looking into this matter. I got an email from them.
Well, I would say to the new ownership of TikTok, and this was an I told you so moment for me, you suck. TikTok sucks. And at the end of the day, my opinion is it's not a truth platform. You guys do this to too many people over and over and over again. And let's face it, George just repeated the facts, the evidence of sauce. He didn't make this up.
Yeah, I'm not making it. I'm making, you know, exactly. You know what, Lance? Thank you. I forgot to say that. You're 100% right, Lance. All I showed were some of the videos where the Georgia election boards, where they're going over evidence they found and stuff. It's not stuff it's made up. It's stuff that they found.
Shame on you, TikTok. And I got a little work for the audience.
And those same videos, because I use the service, got posted on Facebook, Instagram, X.
Do you want me to help you, George?
Hold on, some other place, and no strikes are not there. I'm all good. What?
Can I help you, George?
With what?
For the audience, if you guys are in the App Store, I want you to go in the App Store and I want you to leave a shitty comment for TikTok. Give them a 1-star rating and tell them, I can't believe you banned George Ballantine from the Big Mig Show for telling the truth.
Hold on. You got to use George M. Ballantine.
Okay. George M. Ballantine, I can't believe you banned George for just telling the truth. Are you really a free speech platform, or are you just more manipulative and liars and cheats? Leave a nice comment. If a couple of hundred of you do that, I bet that George will get some relief, and maybe we'll expose the truth. I don't like TikTok. I'll go on the record, and I don't know if I'll ever like it. Let's play this clip, George.
Yep.
While most Americans had to write a big fat check to the government today to pay their taxes, over 100,000 federal workers are not paying their taxes. In 2021, the IRS found that almost 150,000 federal workers owe about $1.5 billion in unpaid taxes. Over 5,000 of them work at the IRS and owe $50 million in overdue taxes. Even though the IRS can fire its workers that are not paying their taxes, only 20 people have been terminated. That double standard is something Senator Joni Ernst, Senate Doge Caucus chair, wants to stop. She's introducing several bills aimed at cleaning up the IRS. One bill would require IRS employees to be audited every year and fired if they don't pay their taxes. But while the IRS is not catching the tax cheats on their own payroll, they are busy arming their workforce. Ernst is also calling out 10 million taxpayer dollars the IRS has spent on guns and ammo, stockpiling 4,500 guns, 5 million rounds of ammo, even 15 machine guns.
Arming up so that they can come after people for their $600 Venmo non-reporting. And this is what I mean. So let me give it, Senator Joni Ernst. You appear to be doing the work that you're supposed to be doing, and we appreciate you for that. We'd love to have you come on the Big Mig Show to talk about this, because I'm tired of weaponized government against individuals on either side of the aisle. I don't like it. I think enough is enough. And if you guys don't bring criminal charges against these IRS agents, and you guys shouldn't bring criminal charges against any American across the nation, because the rule of law is supposed to be equally applied. And if you don't apply it equally, it doesn't apply to anyone.
Rules for thee, but not for me. That's the way it
All right.
goes.
Okay, George, you might want to take your ear sets out for this next story. I know you're already in a mood. And this next story,
Really? You're going to do
very
what?
well.
What are you going to do? What?
It might upset you, and I don't want to upset you anymore today, because I know you're already ramped up. Do you want to listen to it, or you?
I mean, I could just mute you and not listen to you. I mean, nobody will.
You could, but I think the audience
bro,
is gonna want to hear
whatever.
the story.
How much worse can it get? I'm alive. God woke me up this morning.
So South Korea, a catastrophic accidental Bitcoin giveaway.
What?
And George did not get any of it, I want to say. That's why I think he might be upset.
Motherfuckers.
Regulators are investigating BitThumb out of South Korea in exchange after it accidentally is a strong word, gave out $40 billion in Bitcoin. Now, this is the second largest crypto exchange in South Korea.
Crying.
There was supposed to be a $425 promotion into a $40 billion problem. BitThumb, of course, they're a major player in one of the world's busiest retail crypto markets, says a staff snafu, which for anybody in the audience, a snafu is situation normal, all effed up, during a small marketing giveaway to promote their product, led to 620,000 Bitcoin being credited to users instead of 620,000 Korean won. That meant that someone who was supposed to receive
Korean won or won, bro, not won. Won.
I think it's pronounced won, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Instead of 620,000 Koreans winning.
No, Korean won is their currency. A won is Korean currency.
Whatever.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but anyway, that meant someone was supposed to receive.
You're right.
Listen to this. They were supposed to receive enough to buy a cup of coffee on BitThumb. Instead, saw more than 121 million worth of Bitcoin credited to their accounts. And this came from the Wall Street Journal and the Guardian. So in case anybody's, so the entire payout was about 14 times what BitThumb actually owns in Bitcoin. So this ghost Bitcoin, they say, triggered a sell-off that may very well have led to the market knockdown about 17% before BitThumb stopped trading about a half hour later. The exchange says overall losses tied to the chaos came to about 685,000, but now that number is higher, it's higher because they haven't recovered it. Now they're at about 9 million. A bunch of people cashed out the Bitcoin immediately and moved the money around. They're trying to get it back. I got to say, if somebody threw a Billy in the Big Mig show account, we might not have had a show today. George and I might have been trying to cash it out.
What are the possibilities that this wasn't a mistake? That the employee was working with some friends and did this on purpose. And these people were ready to move that Bitcoin once they got this mistake. And
George, the New Jerseyan and New Yorker in you, I agree with you. I think there might be an agreement. As a New Yorker, could have been an inside job. This isn't a one-off glitch. I mean, it's catastrophic failure of internal controls.
Because think about it.
How about one person controlling the ability to transfer Bitcoin like that in a big company like BitThumb?
Just think about that.
Yeah.
What better way to do it? Because it created chaos and confusion because it was gone to so many accounts. You don't know how much went to one account.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It didn't come to the Big Mig Show account. We've got
the crypto Rumble. Anybody watching?
I just want to say, why didn't our Rumble wallet get a little? Why didn't they sprinkle our Rumble wallet?
Because we don't have a BitHub account. I can tell you this.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody would ever put us in charge of their coin.
Yeah, it would be a mistake, I think, especially if I was in charge of 40 billion.
No, it wouldn't. I would never do anything like that. Neither would you. But they would just think the way we think. Like, damn, look at these.
It's tempting, though. It's tempting.
No,
all right, the company which has suspended trading fees is pledging roughly a $70 million customer protection fund because, of course, this has triggered a bunch of withdrawals because people are now worried about whether or not their assets are protected. But
I mean, I would too. I wouldn't. Someone have that much control.
Yeah. Well, let me say this. You have to be concerned because the robustness of a crypto exchange, in my opinion, in a country where such platforms are allegedly legally barred from allowing trades that exceed their real coin reserves, how did it happen? Because they don't own this much Bitcoin. Frightening, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. This will make you roll over in the grave if you're Italian. George, tell me about just like your mom used to make.
This ain't just like my mom used to make.
Mine either.
This is fucking utterly disgusting. This goes along with you people that put fucking pineapple on pizza, all right?
Yeah, I hate pineapple.
This is a pizza made with iguana meat.
Yeah.
Now, this guy is a Florida restaurant, of course. His video went viral, sparking fascination for some, fury for a lot of others. I'm in with the fury. And the dude on the left there has got the iguanas, and he's bringing the pizza at the place. Let me just emphasize, they don't make this on a regular. they sometimes will, if a customer brings in their own meat or something, they'll put it on a pizza for them. The guy Frankie Carisi of Buck's Cold Fired Pizza. I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. I wouldn't eat at your place if I know you're using iguanas and shit like that, putting it on pizzas.
Yeah, iguana on a pizza.
I don't like. Is it healthy? Is it?
I mean,
where's the health department in this one, man?
I assume it's edible, and I agree with you. Does the health department allow iguana to be used in restaurants? I know they've got an iguana problem down in Florida, but I don't like the way they treat the iguanas. I know they call them an invasive species, and a lot of people get angry. Oh, the iguana pooped in my pool. I know a guy that complains about that all the time. I'm not a believer.
He poops in a hot tub.
Yeah, and I'm not in agreement about treating these animals like this, but this is even worse. Now, I want to quote Roger Stone. I sent Roger the story, and I said, tell me you didn't have anything to do with this. I'm quoting Roger Stone. I normally don't quote things from my text messages. I asked Roger, you didn't have anything to do with this, did you? And I laughed. He said, sacrilege. That's a direct quote from Roger Stone. Sacrilege. Roger's a big pizza aficionado. He lives in Fort Lauderdale. That's why I was blaming him. This is Buck's Coal-Fired Pizza in Lake Park, Florida. He's calling it the first iguana pizza in the history of mankind. He corralled a handful of cold, stunned green iguanas during Florida's recent freeze and humanly euthanized them, and then went ahead and made the pizza. So I don't know. I'm uncomfortable with this.
You know something? They were doing that because all the iguanas were freezing up. Like they were. So because they're invasive, they were collecting them because they wanted to euthanize them, get rid of them. I mean, anybody ever have iguana? I don't know. I mean, I've had frog legs. I've had alligator. Both tasted good. I don't know. Maybe iguana tastes good. I have no idea.
There's been a lot. I guess he's received a lot of hatred calls. People just yelling at him on the phone for, I guess, making an iguana pizza. He said it's not on the regular menu yet.
No, he did it because.
Yeah.
If you played here, let me play the video, Lance. Some people get.
Okay, let's do it. Let's play it. Let's give him a chance.
If you bring iguanas to this place, they'll make you a pizza. Let's see if it's true. Yo, I need an iguana pizza now.
All right, guys, let's make an iguana pizza. We're gonna call this one the Everglades, and this is gonna be. It's gonna be fun. Olive oil.
It's gonna be so good.
Chunk bacon first. What? Venison. All right, for the star of the show, iguana. This is the first iguana pizza in the history of mankind. Everglades pie.
And hopefully last.
History.
Let it cool for a second. All right.
I think that would make it.
I mean, it's crunchy and crispy. Looks like. I like it like that. I like that sound.
Final touch. Iguana, bacon, venison. Tear it up, big dog.
I didn't realize we had. What is?
You're doing it.
Check it out. Undercarriage fire. Here we go. First bite, loaded with iguana.
What do we think?
Unbelievable. The iguana meat, that's the tail meat. Very, very good. It tastes like, it really tastes like frog leg. It's a little bit sweet. Can't really describe it. But that venison and that bacon with the ranch, it just works so well.
Lance, hold on. Let me say something, right?
Pizza. That's first. Iguana pizza. Shout out Fox.
You know, no matter what you put bacon on, it's going to make it taste good. So that's where I can see that coming from. I'm just saying.
Yeah. The first and hopefully the last. In breaking news, I heard the Italian mob has put a hit out on everybody in that restaurant. So They may not get away with this for much longer. Again, I just have to tell you, I don't know. I'm not buying this. All right.
We closing out with the pizza? That's it?
No. We got one more story. I got to do this because I don't like him. And we sometimes
nobody likes him, bro. But I'm just tired of hearing freaking Bad Bunny.
Yeah. Well, Piers Morgan. Nobody likes the Bad Bunny thing. We now know that Bad Bunny's being investigated for cursing in Spanish on air. The FCC is allegedly investigating him. Are they going to do anything about it? I have no idea, because the NFL and NBC would face fines, potential suspensions for what he said on air, even in Spanish. It doesn't matter. But Piers Morgan, we like to cover idiots on the show, and he's definitely an idiot. And my question is, does anybody really watch his show? So I went out and I thought, Piers Morgan's ratings got to be in the tank. And interestingly enough, he claims otherwise. But it looks like he's lost 80% of his audience from when he first started in April of 2022. He launched with 316 to 317,000 views because they heavily promoted an interview with Donald Trump. Within 1 week's viewers dropped to an average of 61,000 views. Low viewership, subsequent late night and YouTube streamed episodes saw even lower engagements, sometimes dipping towards 10,000 and in some cases below the 10,000 measurement. So I can't figure out why this guy's still on air. I could see him being on YouTube or somewhere else. But Morgan, of course, has come out and said he's downplaying the importance of linear TV ratings, focusing on total eyeball potential. But Megyn Kelly, who we love, we want to have her on the show, and I've been given her number. I'm going to try to get her on for us through one of our booking agents. But she goes all in. She didn't like the Super Bowl show, and she makes it very obvious. Let's play the clip because I love what she did here. And she calls out England and how they've lost their own culture to invaders. And she doesn't like any part of this. It's not American. And she definitely doesn't mince any words. It looks like Piers is at a loss for words. He tries to react. And she just hammers him. And I love it.
Here we go.
I'm sorry, Piers, but to get up there and perform the whole show in Spanish is a middle finger to the rest of America. Who gives a damn that we have 40 million Spanish speakers in the United States? We have 310 million who don't speak a lick of Spanish. This is supposed to be a unifying event for the country, not for the Latinos, not for one small group, but for the country. We don't need a black national anthem. We don't need a Spanish-speaking, non-English performer, and we don't need an ICE or America hater featured as our primetime entertainment.
She then went on to lose it at the host, saying his attitude is why Britain and Europe have lost their culture.
This attitude that you have right here is why you in Great Britain have lost your culture. You ceded your culture to a bunch of radical Muslims who came in and took over, and now it's gone. We're not allowing that here. Whether it's Hispanic, whether it's Muslim, it's not happening in the United States of America. That's why President Trump was elected. And whether it's Bad Bunny, who is American but refuses to speak English in his performances, or anybody else, we have to keep the Super Bowl, which is a quintessential American event. Football, that kind of football, is ours. They call it American football. And the halftime show and everything around it needs to stay quintessentially American. Not Spanish, not Muslim, not anything other than good old-fashioned American apple pie. There should be a meatloaf, maybe some fried chicken, and an English-speaking performer. That's what the Super Bowl should be.
Yeah, what she said.
I got to tell you, I agree with her. I think she makes a very valid point. At the end of the day, I don't like what happened there. And I think they should face the consequences for what Bad Bunny did.
People want to watch sports to be entertained and forget about all the other shit that's going on in the world. To get away from it, to escape from it. That's why we watch sports and enjoy it. But you guys, like,
why do sports have to be politicized like they did? I think it's unnecessary.
Look, I was looking at a news clip, NBA. There was a big brawl again with players. That's why I stopped watching NBA, the basketball, because they started having all those fights and fighting with fans during a game. I mean, come on. You guys are supposed to be pro athletes. Unless somebody puts a hand on you, okay, that's different. But words, man.
I want to give you this for you and the audience, George. I talked to Sam Bushman from Liberty Roundtable Live. You guys know we have the nationally syndicated radio show with him. He syndicates us all over the country. He said that, and I kind of discussed it with him. He said that if that was anybody else, maybe not the NFL or maybe not Bad Bunny or even NBC, they would have immediately been contacted the following day by the FCC that an investigation was going on. And if the investigation was proven to be correct, you would lose your license potentially. That's the worst case, or you would be suspended where you couldn't go on air for a length of time. That would include the NFL and NBC. Bad Bunny would also and they would all get sanctioned and fined. And Bad Bunny would most likely be arrested because it's a federal crime to do that. It's listed in the FCC laws. He said they're very clear. They would notify you the following day that one of your on-air anchors or somebody, a guest or otherwise, violated FCC law. He said it happens very swiftly. My question is Brendan Carr going to do anything about it, George?
Once again, I may have had high hopes for this administration last year, but it's gone. I don't think. No, what, Lance?
Sad.
I mean, you have a clear crime there. Broke the rules. It can be fined, could be arrested. But they won't do shit. Whatever,
and it's too bad. Once again, selective prosecution. That's what this government does. If you have enough money, if you have enough influence, if you're a billionaire, if you're an elite or a celebrity, I guess you get a pass, but the rest of us get screwed. All right, listen, if you love the show, thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that follow button. Do that paid $5 a month subscription. Support the Big Mig and the way we throw it down. And listen, take the short form, take the long form, grow your own social media. Head over to X, hit the follow button on Lance Migliaccio, G. Ballantine, and the Big Mig Show. We got 3 accounts. We can use the support. Help us grow. We love you guys. Thanks for tuning in today. You'll catch us here the rest of the week, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. And, of course, Crypto Power Hour. We had it this morning. Great interview. Friday, 7 a.m., the #1 crypto show on Rumble. And the top 3 crypto show, in the top 3, they've never really determined who's in the first position. That's coming soon. The Big Mig Show. Top 3 for the Crypto Power Hour in the nation.
Let me see it with no hands. Powerful, I'm motivated. Smoking dope, now I'm faded.
We're done. Have a good day.
We're done, buddy.
God bless everybody. Love you guys. Peace.
I might have to let it drop. Said got it hella big, had to put it back again, like said had to put it hella big, had to put it.
Are you ready to stand up for your community and support your local sheriff? Join the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association and become a vital member of the Sheriff's Citizens Posse. At CSPOA.org, we empower citizens like you through weekly webinars, arming you with the knowledge to back your constitutional county sheriff. Together, we can uphold our Constitution and ensure liberty and justice for all. Your community needs you now more than ever. Visit CSPOA.org and join the Sheriff's Citizens Posse today. Make a difference. Stand for freedom. That's CSPOA.org. Your country, your fight, your future.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA. The future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom. And you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
Hi folks, I'm here today to introduce you to the Prepper Bar from PrepperBar.com, the most unique precious metals product we have seen in a long time. These 62-gram bars are perforated and easily broken down into your choice of 3 different sizes to fit a multitude of needs. Whether it be from asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or its unique utility for barter and trade, the Prepper Bar makes a perfect gift for all the precious metal lovers out there. Exclusively made here in the USA and selling out fast. Available in both gold and silver, these slim Prepper Bars fit neatly in your wallet, and their utility enables use in any situation.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on earth, These canine units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit warriordogfoundation.org.